So just a little recap of this first week of the series, that we've done the deep midline, which is the core, front line of the body, back line of the body. So anytime we do chest lift, we're engaging the front line. Anytime we do back extension, engaging the back line. Yesterday, we did the side lines of the body. So all of that lateral flexion, all of the side bending movements, focusing on the side lines. And then what we're going to do today is focus on the arm lines. Okay. So guys, the arm lines, we have a set of arm lines at the front and we have a set of arm lines at the back. Now, if you wanted to go into like real detail, there's a deep front arm line and there is a superficial front arm line, and there's a deep back arm line and then a superficial back arm line, you know. And if you're really interested, we can go into that detail, but what you guys just need to realize is that they do work as a whole unit. So the front arm line basically goes from the chest, so it includes the pectoral muscles, okay, it goes over the front of the shoulder, and then it comes down the front of the arm here. So we do have the bicep, but, and I know this is weird, we have this huge muscle on our back called the latissimus dorsi, but it comes from the back, and believe it or not, it attaches to the front of the arm here. So it's actually part of the front arm line as well as this big muscle, the latissimus dorsi, but it's only because it attaches here. And then it's the bicep, and then it comes down the front of the arm here, and it includes what are called the wrist flexors. So that's the flexing action, that's the front arm line. And the back arm line, it includes the trapezius muscle, which is this big muscle on the back, the rhomboids, which are between the shoulder blades, and then it comes along the back of the shoulder, and it includes those deep muscles around the shoulder called the rotator cuff. And a lot of people have a weak, tight rotator cuff, which is like unfortunately, the worst combination of muscle we could have. So rotator cuff work is so important for people. And then the back arm line has the triceps muscle at the back here. It comes down the back of the arm, and it includes what are called the wrist extensors. So anytime you pull your wrist back like that, that's the extension of the wrist. So obviously, you think about our society nowadays where everything is so rounded. Yeah, so the front arm line gets shortened and oftentimes tight, and then the back arm line gets lengthened and oftentimes weak. So just like we talk about finding balance between the front and the back, we talk about finding balance between the front arm line and the back arm line. So that's going to be our focus in our class today. And again, we're doing a holistic class because Pilates is holistic, but I'm going to bring your awareness to what's happening with the upper body and with the arms as we go. Okay, any questions before we start, guys? Clear as mud. I'm glad somebody picked up on that. Okay, so guys, I want you to please come up into a standing position. And we're just going to start at the back end of our mats, as usual. Separating your feet and big toes in line. Just let your arms relax. Maybe give your hands and your wrists a little bit of a shake. And then lift your chin so that you're looking towards the horizon. And then take a moment to close your eyes. And just let yourself slow down for a moment. So it's Friday morning. Maybe early morning wherever you are, maybe it's Friday afternoon wherever you are in the world, but it's the end of the week. And we just want to take a moment to let ourselves be present, let go of anything that happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Start to bring your awareness to each inhale and each exhale as you stand here. Noticing the connections of your feet to the ground. Feeling the connections of the crown of your head to the clouds above. And just allow the rest of your body to sustain itself between the two. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Blinking your eyes open. We're going to go into our first roll down. Take a breath in. Exhale as you look towards your feet. And just let your body fold forward. Feeling your spine moving, feeling your pelvis rolling forward. Notice the softening of your knees, the weight of your arms, the weight of your mouth. And then just stay here for a moment. Notice where you're feeling it today. And then on your next breath, start bringing yourself all the way back up into standing, using the abdominals to support you from the front, rooting into your feet, lifting yourself all the way up and coming up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back and around. And then I'm just going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm going to do. We're going to take both arms, inhale to reach them all the way up, connecting the tips of the fingers, and then exhale, just open your arms nice and wide and easy. Let's do that one more time, taking a breath in, reach up, and this time as you breathe out, open your arms and hook your right elbow underneath the left elbow. So I'm doing a mirror image of you. And now you can stay here, or could you perhaps bring your hands a little closer to each other? And if that feels okay, would you like to bind your hands around each other? And just keep the shoulders as easy as possible. Chin gently pulled in. And then maybe you can start to reach the fingertips up slightly. And you might be feeling quite a strong stretch around the neck, between the shoulder blades, maybe at the back of the shoulders. So we're starting to open up and release the back arm line here. And then letting your elbows come down. Take your time as you release the bind of your hands. Slowly, slowly let them come down. And again, reach all the way up. Oh, and it feels like my arms are floating. And exhale, open your arms, and this time hook your left elbow under the right. So do the other side. Now again, you can stay here, or bring your hands a little closer, or perhaps bind your hands. And what you could do on one side might be quite different from the other side. Now again, you're going to keep your chin gently pulled in, and maybe you can start reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. Don't force it. Make sure that you can breathe. And these are called eagle arms. So we're doing an eagle arm stretch. How does this feel in comparison to the first stretch we did? Slowly let the elbows come down. Release the bind of your hands. Release your arms. And we inhale, reach up. Oh, that lovely floating sensation. And then opening your arms and just allowing them to settle beside you. We're going to go into our second roll down. Take an inhale, expand. Exhale, look to your feet. And again, as you start to peel forward, just notice the ease across your neck, across your shoulders, across your upper back. Stretching all the way over. Stay here for a moment. Breathing in. And then exhale, back you come. Coming all the way up and tall. Shoulders relaxed. And lifting upright. Roll the shoulders back and around. And now, I just want you to take your hands and interlock them behind your back. Move your hands over to your left hip. And you can stay here. You're going to have an internal rotation on that right shoulder. So make sure that it feels okay on that rotator cuff. And then just gently tilt release your head up. And again, tilt your head away and release your head up. Let's just take 2 more. So now I'm getting a little bit of release around the rotator cuff, maybe around the front of the shoulder. And release. And then slide your hands through the middle, over to the other side. And now, tilting your head the other side. And again, a little bit of a tilt, not a big movement. And maybe you don't even need to move your head. Maybe you've got enough of a stretch just as you stand there. One more time, a little bit of a tilt. And release, bringing your hands down center. Release the clasp of your hands. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, opening your arms. And letting them settle beside you. Third roll down. Nod your chin. Peeling through your spine. Heavy arms. Heavy head. All the way over you go. And we're just going to bend the knees. Walk all the way forward. And coming down onto all fours. So let's go into a little bit of a cat stretch. Rounding through the spine. And then lengthening the spine. And when you're ready, you start to go towards that extension. And again, using your breath, you can make the movement small, you can make it big, you can slow it down if you like. Just taking this opportunity to start mobilizing all the way from the tailbone and the sacrum up to the crown of your head. And this is going to be our last one. I want you to round your spine and let's all meet in this rounded cat stretch position. Tuck your toes under. On your breath, you're just going to hover the knees, nothing else. Just lift the knees up. And I just want you to bring your awareness to the back arm line. So notice how you are stretching between the shoulder blades because you are separating the scapula away from each other. This is protraction. Pushing away from your hands. And then on your next breath, release the knees down, release the feet out, and then just lengthen your spine and stay here for a moment. And now, tuck your toes under, holding it there, and hover your knees just up off the ground. And this time, you have a lengthened neutral position of the spine. The scapula is sitting a little bit more naturally. And can you notice that there's a little bit more balance between the front and the back of the body? And then releasing gently down, relax the feet out. Stay there just for a moment. And now go into a baby extension of the spine. So in other words, it's just a little bit of a lift of the heart. Don't drop the lower back. Keep the abs connected. Tuck your toes. You guys know what's coming. On your breath, pushing into the hands, pushing into the knees and feet, and just hover the knees. And now, can you feel that there is a shortening, a connection between the shoulder blades? Do not drop into the lower back. Use your abs. Release the knees, release the feet, and then lengthen your spine to neutral. Reach your right arm out to the side, and then thread the needle all the way through. Give yourself any props that you need. Feel free to move your arm if you need. And now I want you to bend, maybe touching your ribs, and then releasing it out. And again, bend the elbow, and releasing it out. So we're just going to do 3 more. And it's such a wonderful way to start to open up and release the back of the arm, Last one. And release. Press all the way up. Stretch that right arm out. And bring that hand underneath you. Ready for the other side? Left arm reaches. Coming into your thread the needle. And again, just take your time so that you can make sure that your neck is comfortable. And then bending the left elbow, lightly touching fingertips to ribs. And releasing it away. And again. 3 more. Two more. And just one more time. And again, pushing into the right hand, reaching the left arm up to the side, and then bringing the hand all the way back down. So from here, turning the hands back. So coming into the carpal tunnel release that we've been doing over the last few days. Again, you can stay here. If you bring your shoulders forward, it decreases the stretch. If you bring your hips and shoulders backwards, it's going to increase the stretch. So just decide where you want to stay and then decide if you want to add a little bit of movement to it. So this is directly related to the front arm line. So just noticing how it feels on the right wrist, how does it feel on the left wrist? Taking one more time, and release, and then bringing the fingers all the way around, bringing the fingers all the way around, spreading your fingers out, tuck your toes under, and we're going to go into a downward facing dog. So, pressing up and back, keeping the knees bent for now, and then just pressing one heel down and then the other. So you're getting that reach of the heel towards the ground. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. All good. And then send both heels towards the ground. And just stay here for 3 breaths in and out. And just bring your awareness to your upper body. Feel thumb, fingertips, wrists, elbows. Feeling that rolling outwards action at the shoulders. It's an opening along the front of the shoulder. Softening into the back of your neck. And take another breath in. Exhale, release, and bringing both knees all the way down. Relaxing the feet all the way out. Taking your right leg, stretch it out. And then pick up that leg and hold it here. Flexing the foot and pointing the toes, reach it back. And again, flexing the foot and pointing toes. One more time, flexing the foot and then pointing toes, and then bring your right knee forward towards the right wrist. Slide the left leg back and pivot the right foot diagonally across. Now listen, if your knees don't like this, please don't force it. Maybe you need to sit a little bit more to the side. Figure out a place that feels good for you. And then just bringing your arms down if you can. Resting your head down. So we're coming into what's called the pigeon stretch. So it's quite a strong stretch for the right hip, the right deep hip. Put a prop underneath your right bum if you need. And we're just going to stay here for a few moments. Make any adjustments that you need. And then on your next breath, start to walk your hands all the way up. Now, roll your hips over to the right so that you can sit, and then simply bend that left leg up. So you come into that anchor pose that we oftentimes do. I'm going to turn to face towards you. You still have your right chin in the front, and let's go a little bit from side to side. And side. We're going to do one more time each way. Soft, easy movement, don't force. Now place your right hand to the floor, do a long stretch over, and then come all the way up so you extend across your chest. Bend the elbow, and now you're going to bend your right elbow, a little tricep push-up, and press away. Now you want to be able to keep your scapula in place on the back of your ribs. So as you bend the elbow, the workload is coming into that tricep muscle at the back of the arm, activating into the back arm line. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to do 1 more. Pressing all the way up. Now stretch your left arm, palm up, and then reach up and back behind you. Open up across the chest, and then round the spine. And again, reaching all the way up. And round the spine. We're going to do 2 more. Such an amazing opening for the front arm line. And then it's an opening for the back arm line. And this is going to be our last one. Reach back, bringing it all the way around. Stay here. Put both hands flat down. Separate your hands slightly. Square your shoulders slightly. And then just close your eyes. We're not going anywhere. We're simply noticing the response of our neck and head to what the hands and shoulders are doing. But we're noticing the response of our lumbar spine, our pelvis, our hips, and our knees to what our arms and upper body are doing. Just breathing. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes, move your right hand to the center of the mat again, bringing the left arm all the way up, and then just place your hand onto your knee so that you can help yourself bringing the knees all the way together. So we're going to be lifting our hips off the mat. Just the hips are going to come up, and just test out that weight bearing on the right hand, the shoulder, and then releasing it down. Now, you're going to pick up your knees and your hips. Make sure that your feet are anchored. We're going to press all the way up. Lateral line's working, so is the arm line. Look down. Pivot yourself all the way around, coming onto all fours, and then lower the knees down. Relax the feet out, round your spine like a cat. Sit your hips halfway back. And we do just a few gentle trampoline movements here. So there's no pressure on the wrists for a moment. 1 more. And come forward and lengthen out the spine. Are you ready for the other side? I'm going to turn this way so that you guys can see what I'm doing with my face towards the front. So stretch your left leg back, pick up your leg, holding it here, and we're going to flex, and point, and again, flex, and point. 1 more time, flex, and point, and now bring your knee to your left wrist. As you slide the right leg back, you bring bring the left foot diagonally across, and you bring yourself down into your pigeon pose. So again, make any modifications so that it works for you. Coming down onto your forearms. Just allowing your head to settle. Notice how does it feel on this left side in comparison to the right. Without any judgments, it's just a chance to observe yourself. And then on your next breath, walk yourself up onto your hands. You're going to move your hips over to the left and then simply bend this knee up. So you're coming into your seated mermaid. Again, I'm going to turn so you guys can see. Let's go into that lateral flexion of the spine, side to side. Let's do one more time. So we're going to put the left hand to the floor, long stretch over, and then all the way up you come, so you stretch out through the arms. Bend the top elbow, and let's focus on the triceps now on the left side. So sometimes the elbow, it's a hinge joint, right? But sometimes it doesn't like to bend just purely in a specific direction. So if you notice that your elbow isn't comfortable, then maybe you need to change the position of your hand, or maybe you need to allow your elbow to bend in a slightly different way. So just notice how it feels for you. The most important thing here is that you're getting your scapula glued onto your ribs at the back. So you're not hunching the shoulders up at all. Press up and stay here. Taking the top arm, palm up, and we inhale, reach. And then exhale, bringing that hand all the way around. And again, breathing in, opening the front body. And exhale, opening the back body. 2 more times. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Let's stay here. Put your hands flat. Separate your hands a little bit. Just square your shoulders, and then again, I invite you to close your eyes or to soften your gaze. And notice the ripple effect up through your neck and your head and down through your lower back to your pelvis, your hips, and your legs. Keep breathing. And then opening your eyes, bringing your left hand to the center of the mat. Right hand comes up and over. And then coming upright, just hold on to that outside leg so you can help yourself. Stack the knees, separate the feet, and then pushing into the hand, just lifting the hip up. Stay here for a moment, find strength on the underside of the body, and then releasing it down. And we're going to do just one more time, this time lifting the knees up. Hold it here, pressing away from the arm. We're not going to turn onto all fours again. Just literally come all the way down. And now turn to sit on your bottoms. So you can turn to sit sideways. I'm just going to turn to face you so you can see what we're doing. You're going to have the palms of your hands facing upwards. We're going to breathe in to reach all the way up. And I want you to bring your awareness to your hands moving through space. And let's do that again. And focus on your elbows. And exhale. And it just feels natural for me to lift my head. You can do that or not. Bring your awareness to your shoulder joints. Feel the ball and socket rolling. And then one more time, bring your awareness to your scapula. So as you lift the arms, can you feel how the scapula glide wide? And exhale. So there is that natural movement that occurs. And now, I want you to make the A-OK sign. I'm going to come up nice and close to the camera so you can see what we're doing. We're doing an A-OK like this. And then I want you to flip your fingers back to you so the palms of your hands are facing up. Hook your fingers just underneath your chin and then see if you can make a mask. So this is actually a neural glide for the arms, and you know how many people can't actually do this. So we want to be able to get our hands into this position here relatively easy, and then release, relax, and giving your wrists and hands a little bit of a shake. It's a good party trick, guys. Just don't poke your eyes out. Okay, so sitting lengthways on your mat. You're going to have your knees bent, and I want you to hold on to the front of your knees for a second. Take an inhale to grow tall. Exhale, round your spine, and as you roll backwards, I want you to feel a connection to your abdominals and a stretch along your lower back. Take a breath in. Exhale, connect abdominals, and then lengthen up and connect your back extensors. Take a breath in. Exhale, as you roll backwards, pay attention to your arms and your upper back. Can you feel how you are opening up across between the shoulder blades? And then breathe out and pull. And lift up tall. And again, as you roll back, pay attention to your arms. And as the upper back is releasing, can you feel like you're having some tension along the triceps here? Take a breath in. Exhale, pull forward. And lift up tall. 2 more. Exhale, curl back. Bring your awareness to your chest and your arms. Can you notice your chest tightening? And exhale, bend the elbows, pull. And lift up. 1 more time. Exhale, roll back. Notice when your chest tightens that the biceps can release and lengthen. And again, exhale, pull. So it's just highlighting how the different areas of the fascia, one picks up the slack. Reach the arms out. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll all the way back, using abdominals. And then let your arms reach straight up towards the sky. Walk your feet a little closer towards you. And from here, let's just go into a little bit of arm scissors. 1 arm back, 1 arm forward. So we've done a lot of opening across the chest with the arms going out to the side. And now we just want to explore this overhead movement. 2 more. 1 more. Bring your hands all the way up. Bringing the palms of your hands to touch. And then start to reach the right hand up towards the sky. Can you feel the right shoulder lifting? Release it down and slide the left fingertips up. Now keep this movement going. And notice how, because your elbows are straight, the movement has to come from the rib cage and the spine. And then start to make the movement a little bit smaller so that maybe just the first digits of your fingertips are sliding past each other. And you can still feel, because your elbows are straight, that the movement's coming from your thoracic spine, but you are refining the movement. And if it feels good for you, you can try closing your eyes. And then make the movement even smaller. your rib cage and spine. And then stop. Separate your hands. And once again, go into the arm scissor movement. And as you do your second set of arm scissors, just become aware if it's becoming any easier for you after you did that little rotation with the rubbing of the palms of the hands. So it works for some people because sometimes if you're really stuck in your thoracic spine, it inhibits your shoulder and arm patterns. So maybe you just needed to do like that little release and then all of a sudden this is easier. If you didn't notice a big difference, then that probably wasn't an issue for you. And we're going to do just one last time. Bringing both hands up. Now interlace the fingers, put your hands underneath your head for support, and stay here just for a moment. I want you to bring your elbows up together as if you're going to touch your elbows in front of your face. So you're literally like holding your head. It's almost like your head is a bowling ball inside one of those bags. So get your lower back happy. You're going to do a little nod of the chin. And then breathe out as you bring your elbows towards your thighs. And it's almost a feeling of pulling on your head, but you're not hurting yourself, yeah? Your arms are bringing you forward. And then let yourself lower back down. Stay here and open your elbows a fraction wider. And again, nod your chin. Exhale, and as you bring your elbows forward, you can probably feel that your chest muscles are working quite hard. Yeah, the front of the shoulders are working hard. Take a breath in, and exhale, releasing back. And the back of your body feels pretty easy. Open your elbows a little bit wider. Nod your chin. Exhale, slide your ribs forward, and can you feel now that you're starting to get a little bit more balance between front and back? So now there's no tensioning on the chest. And releasing slowly down. Open your elbows a little bit wider. And nod your chin, exhale, and curl forward. And now you're probably getting a little bit of awareness about how the back of the shoulder is having to work, yeah? And the abs. And releasing slowly down. And now just open the elbows so they're just in the corner of your eye. Nod your chin and breathe out as you curl forward. And this is kind of our normal chest lift position with the elbows floating. And releasing down. Let's do two more here. Nod your chin. Exhale. Notice how your arms are creating a hammock to support your head. And releasing down. One more time. Nod your chin. Exhale. Take a little breath. And releasing all the way down. And press the elbows back. You can let the shoulders and the ribs lift up. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch. And then slip your hands out and place them down beside you. Now take a moment here to figure out the best arm and shoulder placement for you. Okay? Palms up, palms down, elbows bent, elbows straight. And we're going to be going into our pelvic curl. On your breath out, tilting your hips, rolling up into the bridge position, getting a lovely squeeze into the gluteals. Inhale here, and then roll through the spine. See if you can soften all the way along the back of the body, the front of the body, and release. Make any adjustments you need, and go again. Tilting hips. Rolling up, give me a little bit of a squeeze into the bum cheeks. Stay here for a moment. And then exhale. Rolling down through the spine. And we're going to take two more. So our primary movers are the gluteals, yeah, the back of the legs. But just for a moment, notice what your upper body is doing. Notice what your arms are doing. And then as you come down, you're basically lining up your body again with your arms, right? We're going to do one last time. Notice how when you roll up, that you're basically moving your spine and your ribs forward in front of your arm position. Breathe in here. And then exhale. Rolling all the way back down. And release. Bringing your hands just out to the side, and this time turn your hands so that the palms are up so that you have a little bit less stability with the upper body. Walk your feet nice and wide, so the outer edges of your mat, and then just slowly bring your knees from side to side. Start off nice and small, so you're getting that rotation through the spine. Just getting an opening along the chest. And now roll both your knees over towards the left side. You're going to do a little bit of a squeeze with the right bum cheek. Start reaching through the left fingertips and turn your head to look to the left side. Lift up your right arm, bringing it all the way across, and then stepping the right knee on top. Taking your left hand, cradle underneath, and we go, lifting the arm up, look up, and then open up across the chest, and getting that wonderful stretch along the front, right arm line. Take a breath in, and exhale, bringing that arm all the way to the front. We're going to do that one more time, lifting your arm up. Exhale, reaching all the way to the back. Take a breath in, and exhale, releasing to the front. Moving your fingertips just in front of you, taking a step backwards onto the mat. So you're going to place your right foot here. Stay here just for a moment so you get a little bit of an opening along that hip. And then once again, roll yourself onto your back. You can slip your hands out and reach them to the side. Walk your feet nice and wide. And then again, just start rolling gently from side to side. Easy movement. Don't force it. And now bring both your knees over to the right side. Do a little squeeze with your bum. And then reach through the right hand. Turn your head to look to the right. And pick up your left arm as you roll the hands one on top of the other. And then stack the knees one on top of the other. Right hand goes underneath your head. Left hand forward, and we go. Lifting your arm up, reaching it all the way back. Breathing in, and then exhale, and bring it all the way to the front. Let's do one more time. Lifting your arm, and it's that opening of the left chest, shoulder, maybe down the arms of the biceps. Take a breath in, and then exhale, all the way to the front. Placing your left fingertips to the ground. Step your left foot back. Just look for the mat. Make sure that your lower back feels good. Stay there just for a second so you can feel the stretch on that left front hip. And then roll yourself onto your back. And this time, bringing both hands all the way up to the sky. Now, we're going to be doing a roll up, guys. So stretch quite long. I'm going to have my legs together with my toes pointed, but if you want to separate your legs or flex your ankles, then do so. If you need a prop under your back or under your head, then do so as well. Now, palms of the hands facing each other. Reaching the arms back, keeping the elbows nice and straight. Let's go from here. Lifting arms, lifting head. Breathe. Stretch just a little bit forward, nose above your pubic bone, take a breath in, and then exhale, down you go, keeping the hands shoulder width apart, elbows straight, palms facing each other, and then reaching the arms back. Now stay there. Bend the elbows, but keep the palms of the hands facing each other, and we go from here. Inhale, lifting arms, the elbows are bent. Lift your head. Exhale. Notice how it changes the connection in your roller with the arms bent. You have engaged the front arm line. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll yourself down. Almost feels like you're a puppet. Keeping the elbows bent. And then reaching the arms back. Now, turn the hands so the palms are up and stretch the elbows nice and straight. And we go. Inhale, lift arms, lift head. Exhale, rolling forward. Notice how that felt in comparison. Take a breath in. Exhale, rolling all the way back. Using abdominals and reaching the arms overhead. Now, bend the elbows and turn your hands so that the fingers are pointing towards each other. So the palms are facing away from you. Let's try this. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your head. Exhale, and now you are switching on more of the back line of the arms. How did that feel? Take a breath in, and exhale, simply roll up into a sitting position and releasing the arms down. Stepping your right foot over, let's just go into a gentle spine twist. Right hand supports you, left arm extends, and just coming into a little bit of a twist. Focusing on your breath for a moment. Gently release. Now, you can either stay here, resting hands and resting head on your knee, or you can bend that left leg, bringing it beside you and coming into a full seated twist, and then rest. If this doesn't feel good on your knees, then please just stretch the left leg out. Stay here for a moment. 3 breaths in and out. And then unfold. You're going to stretch your left leg out first. Unfold the right leg and give your knees just a little bit of a shake. And now, left foot steps over, left hand supports you, reach up and coming into a little bit of a twist. Stay here just for a moment. Focus on your breathing here. And then release. And again, first choice, resting your head down. If it feels okay for you, bending that right foot in, coming into that full seated twist, and then resting your head down. So this can be quite a strong release onto the hips. So just make sure you're in a position that feels okay for you, no strain. Taking one more breath in. And then release, unfold that right leg first. Then stretch the left leg out and give your legs just a little bit of a shake. Bend your knees, and I'm going to have the palms of my hands this way, so my fingers are pointing away. The classic exercise is to have your fingers pointing in this way, but my wrists don't like that. So please feel free to change it if you need. On your breath out, you're just literally going to hover your bottoms off the ground. So you're not doing anything besides figuring out if you've got your feet and your hands in a position that works for you. And then maybe just see if you can shift your body weight a little bit forwards and backwards. Notice how that shifting of weight increases and then releases the stretch around the front of the shoulder. And then say to yourself, and lower your hips down. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to go into the second one. And we're going to be coming right up into a reverse tabletop, if your body feels okay with it. So on your breath, stand on your feet and just hover your hips. And then if you would like to continue into this position, you lift up from the base of your pelvis. So you're trying to bring your body into a tabletop position. Let your head be wherever it needs to. And you can stay here, or you might want to do that little bit of a shifting forwards and backwards. For me, this feels like the most wonderful stretch around my shoulders, around my rotator cuff, pec minor. And then say to yourself, take a breath in, and exhale. Releasing slowly down. Once again, giving your wrist just a little bit of a shake. Now we're going to be sitting, so I'm going to turn to face you, sitting in a comfortable position, so you can sit cross-legged. And we're going to do a little bit of rotator cuff, but it's not with any tension. We're just going to be going through the range of movement. So I want your elbows just a little bit away from your waist. So you know when people say tuck your elbows in? So many people do this and then collapse their chest. So we don't want the chest dropping. So just let the elbows find their space, palms facing up. And then I want you to bring the baby fingers towards each other. That's internal rotation of the shoulder. And then bringing your hands away, that's external rotation. Now stay there. And then start to stretch the arms out. And you might feel a little bit of a neural stretch. And then bring the elbows in again. And then bring the baby fingers in. And pivot outwards, external rotation. Keep lengthening up through your crown. And then extend out. And bring it in. And then bring the baby fingers towards each other. And now we're going to do one more. Pivot the thumbs out. And this time, as you stretch your arms, lift through the breastbone. So you're almost doing a little bit of a back extension. And then release. And bring the baby fingers in. And we're going to do just one more time like that. External shoulder rotation. As you send your hands out, lift up. So it's that feeling of opening up across the front of your body. And then bend the elbows, allowing your chest to settle back. Bring the baby fingers to touch. And relax. Good. Turn onto your stomachs. So, from here, I want you to take your right arm out to the side. Turn your head and look to the left. Bend your left knee and roll yourself back. So you're just going to come into a little bit of a shoulder stretch here. And we're just going to stay here for 5 breaths in and out. And my foot touches the floor quite easily behind me because we've also done quite a bit of warm-up work leading to this. You know, we did our thoracic rotation, we did that step back with the foot. We've done thread the needle and waves. So this should feel fairly accessible, but please don't force it if it doesn't feel okay for you. And then on your next breath, releasing yourself all the way back. Just take your time. And then switch sides. So now you can stretch the left arm out. Turn and look the other way. Bending the right knee. And then rolling back and getting that little stretch. Now along the left shoulder and the left arm. Feeling the twist, the rotation through the spine. And if your foot doesn't easily reach the ground, then maybe you just want to put a block or a cushion underneath your foot. Relax your head as much as you can. And then on your next breath, release, coming all the way back and stretching the leg out. Now, we're going to do a slightly different arm position today for our back extension. So take your arms out to the side like a Boeing 747. Legs together. If that hurts your back, then separate them. If you want to engage the bum cheeks, hover the tip of the nose, and then just roll the shoulders backwards in the sockets for a second. There's the rotator cuff that you just woke up a second ago. Now you're going to hover your arms just off the mat, and we just do a shoulder stretch, so this should feel quite nice. And then I just want you to start by reaching the arms a little bit forward overhead. We've done all that movement with the arms today, so this should feel quite good. And then as you open your arms to the side, start lifting up through the chest, and you're coming up into a little baby cobra. There's the back extension, and then bring everything down. Okay, we're going to repeat that. Shoulders away from the ears, and hover the arms. Waking up the back arm line, reaching the arms forward, finding the glide of the scapula. Open your arms wide and start lifting your chest, energy through fingertips. Can you feel the back of the arms connecting and releasing everything down? Beautiful. Shall we take 2 more? Hover the arms, rolling them back in the sockets. Reaching the arms forward, anchor your legs, anchor your pelvis to the ground. Opening your arms wide, lifting up through the chest, energy through the fingertips, and releasing down. And we're going to do just one more time. Hover your arms, reaching the arms forward. Opening your arms wide. Activating across the back of the body, so good for posture, and releasing everything down. Tucking your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up, and let's come into a resting position. Settling yourself down, and see if you can just start to walk your hands forward. Maybe you can lift your elbows up slightly, spreading the fingers out. And then if you want to do that little rolling action from side to side, that is such a wonderful way to get a release through the latissimus dorsi. And don't forget that the lats connect onto the front of the arm. So in fact, this is a wonderful way to release the front arm line as well. Let yourself settle in the center, taking a deep breath in. And on your exhale, draw yourself forward, coming onto all fours. Get your wrists underneath your shoulders. Tucking your toes under, we're going to be transitioning to downward facing dog. Lifting the knees, press all the way back. Do the little pendant of the heels. And then pressing the heels down, and just like we did at the beginning of class, bring your awareness to your upper body. We pay so much attention to the stretch in our legs and the lengthening of the spine here. Just feel your arm lines, front and back. Soften your knees, use your hands to walk back. Feeling all those connections to the arms, the shoulders. And then just relax here for a moment. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Take a breath. And then exhale, up you come. Pressing into your feet. Abdominals connected. Rolling all the way up. And rolling your shoulders back and around. And just allow your arms to relax. Take a moment to soften your gaze or to close your eyes. Feeling your feet connecting to the earth. Letting your head float up towards the clouds. Taking just a moment to be fully present in your body in this moment on your mat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh. Blink your eyes open. Give your hands and wrists a little bit of a shake. Nicely done, guys.